This is my alternate color wheels project. I don't particularly like doing color wheels with my students because I find it to be kind of a waste of time. When students can actually do a project and be given only their primary colors, they can mix and learn as they go about how things sort of work with color theory. So for this one, you can see that there are 4 hands overlapping and each hand is holding a symbol. And we have our primary colors with yellow, red, and blue, and then they can choose black or white, so we can explore tints and shades as we work on this. So this one is the black hand. So I have a workbook that I use, and it's called the Workbook for Art Students. But you can certainly make your own little worksheets to kind of do this sort of a project. So we start with an introduction where I do a little tic-tac-toe board, and students write down what are the 9 most important things to them. So they could be real things like a dog or a person, or feelings like love or freedom. And what are the 9 things you do not want to live without? You write each one within a box and then create a symbol for each. So if nature was important to you, you could draw a leaf. I also try and get students to get away from this idea of using simple emojis and to think more personally. So if their family was an important one, this is an example I use, and let's say they have 4 members of their family, sometimes students will draw 4 little gingerbread people. And I tell them, instead of doing that, think about what holds your family together. What is it that makes your family unique? So for my family, we're kind of in touch with our Irish heritage, so I could use a clover to kind of represent that. If you felt like your family loved to go hiking and doing nature things on weekends, then a leaf might work, or a stone. If you like going to the beach, maybe a seashell, like if that's something your family does every summer. So to try and personalize the symbols that you use so that they're not too cliche. Once we have this, then we talk about what symbols are probably easiest for us to draw or to translate into an image. So this gives them kind of an idea of where we're going with this project. This I happen to do in acrylics, but it could be done on watercolor paper. It could be done with almost any media that you choose to, as long as you can limit it to the primary colors and maybe add plus black or white. So what I've done here is overlap the hands, and it's these overlaps that are important because every place that a shape changes, you're going to have a new color in there. So if this was the red hand and this was the yellow hand, then all of these shapes will be different combinations of red and yellow, so we can get some variety of tones. Some will be more red or orange yellow, more orange red. So by mixing them, I make sure that they hand mix and have a variety of colors when they're done. So let's take a look at that final picture again. And I have my students organize things in a spiral. That's an easy solution, but if you have older students, maybe they can organize the hands in a different way that they would like to choose. If you have a large space in the middle, I don't on this because it's a 12 by 12 inch canvas, but sometimes we do have a large space in the middle, and I have them do like bubble letters of their name or something like that that also overlaps, so we can kind of personalize it even further. Once the colors are done, I find that some students actually finish fairly early, so I have paint pens available, so they would go back and add in patterns. And I tell them that's how they exceed expectations on this project. But I love the patterns. I think that incorporating them really works with this. So you can kind of get in touch with some of the Zentangle information you might have out there. Maybe not every space needs to have a pattern, but certainly lots of patterns look good. And the smaller the pattern is, the better it sort of looks at the end. If the patterns are kind of large and chunky, it makes it hard to actually see the full composition. So I'm gonna have additional videos linked to this, and a link to my blog post that takes you through this particular project with lots of student samples. If you have found this to be helpful, please like and share this video, and maybe even subscribe to my channel. Thank you.